So it is important that people in the opposition begin discussing their own strategic weaknesses.
Good. Hold it there.
Hold a second. This idea of you always blaming external forces is not going to bring you any fruits. Please.
Good. I don't normally want to target the audience of the likes of Ponofondo or Andrew Mwenda, with all due respect, because these guys are complacent. They are completely disconnected from reality. You don't blame them. They know nothing about what's happening. They just drive the expensive cars past the people. Okay? We are talking about people that have been yearning for change for so long. We are talking for people who have been wanting to have power in their voice and in their vote. Okay? We are talking about people who have been affected by war, not benefited from war. We are talking about the future of Uganda. So before we even get into nitty-gritties, before we even try to use too much English to scare away the people, we are talking to masses. Let us be clear and say that this is a move to entrench a life presidency. Let us start from there and agree whether or not this discussion is even moral. Just a few days ago, Mugabe had intelligent guys like you vigorously defending his senile presidency. Even when they know, even when they see him, they were there. Okay? Now what do the Andrews Mwendas of Zimbabwe say? People nothing. Okay? So let us be real and say, guys, we are here. We have intelligent people like you who can forge a future for Uganda. But because of one reason and another, because you guys are so overfed and you're so comfortable and you're completely isolated from reality, we are here trying to beat about the bush. You are trying to entrench a life presidency, which is wrong. Andrew Mwenda is going to be on the first plane leaving Uganda when trouble starts here. Some of us have nowhere to go. Here is all we have. So we don't want that chaos.
Mr. Kyagulanyi, please, you don't try to box me into a corner. I am not a supporter of Museveni, but I'm willing to meet and dine with Museveni and talk to him because he's the president of this country.
We are talking about
hold a second. Yes, let's come to it.
We're talking about the constitution of Uganda.
You want to, first of all, you want to box me into this thing that Andrew Mwenda is a supporter of Museveni. I'm not a supporter of Museveni. I don't support Museveni. If Museveni called me for tea and said, Andrew, what is the advice you want to give me? Please, first listen to me. I would tell him, Mr. President, I think you need to retire. You get it? So just don't fix me there. You, his opponents, scare me, Andrew Mwenda. I can tell you Museveni represents a more enlightened position about the future of Uganda 100 times than his greatest opponent called Besigye. I have started this show by stating that if Muntu was a leader in the opposition, I, Andrew Mwenda, would drive around this country campaigning for him because I see that Muntu represents values. He opposes Museveni not because he's greedy for power like Besigye. So I just want to teach you the ABC of values. I may be angry and frustrated with Museveni.
Did you say values?
Yes, exactly. I may be angry and frustrated with Museveni. Great. But that does not necessarily make those who oppose him a better alternative. So I stand and say, Museveni, you are there. Kivumbi is here. Kyagulanyi is there. Praising colonialism. Does Kyagulanyi represent a better future? If on this balance I think Museveni is bad, Kyagulanyi is worse, and Kivumbi is worst, then I will say I'm not part. But at least I can sympathize with a bad option compared to a worst option. If you think you oppose Museveni and disagree with him, you demonstrate to me, Andrew Mwenda, that you represent better values than him. That if Andrew Mwenda disagrees with you, you will not try to accuse him of having been bribed, of lacking a conscience. If the opposition want people like us to be involved in this politics, they need really to change their attitude. If you hold sticks in parliament and begin physical assaulting people, and you consider yourself an honorable member of parliament, you expect Andrew Mwenda to support you? No. Two, if you stand and begin making empty-headed platitudes that you make, supporting the colonialism, that colonialism was the best thing that happened to Uganda, this country under Museveni has performed 1,000,000 times better than anything colonialism did for us. So our independence was very important. Very many Ugandans, I can state without fear of contradiction, the vast majority of Ugandans think that Museveni should retire. Even those who love and support him. Here is the thing. We should ask ourselves, in 2011, only 68% of Ugandans showed up to, rather 58% of Ugandans showed up to vote. 42 stayed away. In the last election, 32% of Ugandans stayed away from voting. If you guys in the opposition who do not understand that you are alienating the vast majority of Ugandans like me from the ballot box because of your extremism, because of your fanaticism, because of your intolerance, politics of intolerance, I can tell you, Andrew Mwenda, will campaign for Museveni in order to stop radical extremists from capturing. That one we shall join Museveni to fight you first. Once we have sorted you out, then we can come and sort Museveni himself out.
Mr. Andrew Mwenda's mind has been locked up into in a box that only has Museveni, Besigye, and Muntu. That is how limited his mind is. I want you to know that Uganda is bigger than Museveni, Besigye, and Muntu. 2, you insist that this is between Museveni and the opposition, or NRM and the opposition. I have news for you. I am here as an independent member of parliament. Independent in the real sense of the word. I did not come here to support Besigye or Museveni or Muntu or Mwenda. I come here to support values. The values that you talk about. I've been following Museveni. He was saying these very things when he was my age, when he was your age. You know history. You've seen him changing, telling one lie after the other. You are still talking about values, and you still even keep him among the leaders. So, one, Mr. Mwenda, I want you to know that Uganda is bigger than what you know. Okay? Uganda, that soldiers came into the house. I know you're going to deny that, right? When they came in, you expected us to sit. We are not the sitting type, Andrew Mwenda. We are not the sitting type. We put up resistance, okay? The decent kind of resistance. Museveni held guns and killed more than 500,000 Ugandans. You understand? Hold on. Because he had conned us and made us believe that it was a national cause. Okay? Hold on. Can you protect me from this man?
You're protected.
Now, I want you to know that our standing up was to defend ourselves. Okay? You saw men manhandling, beating, and bruising female members of parliament. What is more intolerant than this government? They will not allow you express yourself. They will block you from going to a national TV to express yourself.
That's why
okay?
they pulled you out of
Hold on. They will block your concerts. They will stop you from earning, from communicating. That's the kind of intolerance that there is. Okay? Don't pretend you don't know that. You will quote all this and that and the other, but I want you to know that the Misrata brigade rose out of Gaddafi's lust for power. You will explain Museveni's lust for power, but when people rise, that is when you know that history teaches, but stupid people never learn from history. Okay? All examples have been shown. Museveni took guns. That is how intolerant he was.
This guy, Bobi Wine, Honorable Kyagulanyi, he lives in the skies. I don't even know, because he seems sincere, but he speaks. This group of theirs, the Misrata Brigade.
He's speaking independently.
Well, he's a member of the Misrata Brigade.
No, look at him as an individual who is speaking what he believes in.
He's a leader of the Misrata Brigade. Let me tell you about this Misrata Brigade.
Names.
They, on Facebook, you go post something criticizing the little messiah called Besigye. Or him. The only weapon they have is to insult you on social media. If they were given an army, a state, with an army and a police, they will make Museveni's actions of repression look like chicken feed. Because you see, I'm sitting here with Kyagulanyi.
Like
he has
picnic.
accused the president of Uganda of killing 500,000 people. He's confident he'll go to his house, sleep comfortably.
Because that's the truth. Prosecute me from lying.
Okay, so that is the point. But he says he has been stopped from appearing on TV. I am sure right now it is your ghost speaking, because you have been blocked from this TV. But you and your Misrata Brigade, if you had power, would you tolerate me accusing your Messiah, your little God called Besigye? Would you? Would your hooligans who always support you on social media, would they give me, Andrew Mwenda, freedom to criticize you? The Torah have a saying that Karabakayugi kaimukano mukono, that a tree that will bear good fruit can be seen from the seedling. God help this country and bring Kyagulanyi and Besigye and the Misrata Brigade into power. Museveni will look like a little baby dictator. The real dons of dictatorship and tyranny are these people.
So
they
you
are
are
extremely
actually
intolerant.
acknowledging that the guy is a dictator.
Of course, I, Andrew Mwenda, I started fighting Museveni and disagreeing with him until you were kissing him and in bed with him. When Besigye was in bed with Museveni, I was criticizing Museveni. When Muntu was Museveni's army commander, I was criticizing him.
What came over you, Andrew Mwenda?
Even today on this show, I have criticized Museveni. It is simple that I have a very clear understanding. I am able to say, although I disagree with Museveni, I respect Ofono Pondo's view to support him. I don't accuse Opondo of supporting Museveni because he has been bribed.
But you will accuse Chagulanyi of being a Misrata Brigade simply because he criticizes like president.
Mr. Moderator, can you protect me from the Misrata Brigade?
Because
I
need protection.
I like that.
Yes, I want to be Andrew Mwenda's version of Andrew Mwenda. I don't want to be anybody else's version of Andrew Mwenda. I can state here without any fear of contradiction that I, Andrew Mwenda, I do not agree that President Museveni should continue running. He should
let that be the discussion, Andrew Mwenda. Let that be the discussion. Let us not divert it.
Although I feel like
he's pinching me.
Yes, although I believe, although I say President Museveni should retire. But those, I defend the right of those who think he should stay in power. I believe they have a legitimate opinion that should be listened to, and then the majority of members of parliament.
But the opposition decide. Should be brutalized.
The members of the opposition who hold sticks like the leader of the Misrata Brigade
is not.
And they stand on the seat of parliament and assault others violently.
And assault the soldiers who attacked parliament, right?
Well,
let me bring in Chivumbi at this point.
Assault soldiers.
You as an honorable member of parliament, you had a responsibility to behave
kneel down and get beaten.
To behave better than those soldiers.
Andrew Mwenda.
You like the guy?
No, I like responding to this guy. You see,
not your brother.
I've been. No, you keep discrediting yourself from the grandfather to father to uncle, now brother. Before you know, your grandson. Now,
you're my grandson.
You see, Andrew Mwenda amuses me. He likes to twist everything. Okay? When I say that we are blocked from addressing people and communicating to them, he said, well, you are here. I want you to know that if Uganda has any coward, that is President Museveni. Maybe because he knows that the conditions that prevailed then that caused the fall of Obote are the conditions he has subjected us to. All of us were suspended, were blocked from attending any media interviews. Don't tell me you did not notice that, okay? When I said that President Museveni led a war that killed over 500,000 people, you rushed to say I said he killed the people. Don't twist my words. Just get them exactly the way they are, okay? So I think that we have facts here and we have people twisting the facts, okay? Bottom line is Ugandans do not like this. And I want to make it clear that you are not going to force this law onto us, okay? What happened in parliament will happen and even worse.
Museveni believes he's the only one who can rule Uganda. Besigye believes he's the only one who can defeat Museveni. Chagulanyi believes he's the only one who can sing.
Mwenda,
let me tell you this. Correct. Andrew Mwenda believes.
I like that.
Andrew Mwenda believes he's the smartest guy in the world. Let me tell you this. Of all the
what have you been smoking,
Of all the beliefs,
smoking 5 fingers.
Okay, guys, let me tell the truth right now. Of all the beliefs we have discussed, the only one that is true is that Andrew Mwenda is the smartest guy in town.
No. And you're very proud of your humility.